Buda is a town that people don't really talk about. It's kind of under the radar right now. It's in between Austin and San Antonio, and it's a really good spot to check out if you want something affordable, you don't really want to be in the city, but you don't really want to be out in the country either. So today I'm going to share 10 things that you didn't know about Buda. By the way, my name is Tiffany Moore. I'm a local realtor with Rise and Shine Realty right here in Austin, Texas, and I put out videos every week showcasing the Austin market. I help people from all over the world buy and sell homes here, so if you want to stay up to date on whatever is going on in the Austin market, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you want my free guide on how to buy your first home in Austin, comment below and I will send you the link. So let's jump right into it. 10 things you didn't know about Buda. Number 1, it was not originally named Buda. Cornelia Trimble owned the land that later became Buda. In 1880, the railroad expanded to include a track from Austin to San Antonio, and she saw potential there and started working on plans to turn her land into a city. I love that. I wish I just had like this huge tract of land. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to turn this land into a city. Amazing, 1800s. So in 1881, she accomplished her goal and the town of Dupree was established. A railroad stop was created here, which led to the town getting a post office and just a huge population growth. So this post office ends up being key in the name change, or in Dupree changing its name. So 6 years after Dupree was established, the post office requested a name change because they discovered that another town in Texas was named Dupree. So crazy. Another random Texas town is named Dupree. So in 1887, the town became Buda. Number 2, Buda is not named after the spiritual leader. If you're like some people, you hear Buda and you think Buddha, whose teachings eventually were turned into Buddhism, but Buda was not named for him. And in fact, the pronunciation is different. So if you're just seeing Buda written on paper, which a lot of people are, it looks like Buda. And y'all will call me and be like, tell me about Buda. Let's check that place out. I'm like, okay, it's not Buda. We're not talking about Buddhism. It's Buda. So keep that in mind when you're talking to anyone from Texas. Don't want you to stick out like a sore thumb. It's not Buda, it's Buda. So Dupree was a popular stop for travelers and road workers because of the Kerrigan Hotel, which gave room and board and hot meals to travelers. So allegedly, 2 widows handled all the cooking duties in the hotel, and Spanish-speaking clients referred to them as viudas, which meant widows in Spanish. So the town of Buda is a corruption of the Spanish word viuda. So even further evidence that it's not named after Buddha. Number 3, Buda was once home to a community of emancipated slaves. So shortly after the Civil War, former slaves were seeking settlement and work. They banded together and formed a colony that is present-day Buda. And the settlement eventually became known as Antioch Colony. So it was primarily a farming colony, and it remained segregated until 1961. And then it was pretty much abandoned. But in the 70s, ancestors of the original colony members began to return and to buy back their land. Number 4, Buda is known as the outdoor capital of Texas. I had no idea. I didn't know. Buda, there's a lot of outdoor stuff going on, but I had no idea it was the outdoor capital of Texas. So it was named this by the state of Texas legislature due to its high percentage of parkland. It's got a skate park, it's got lots of hiking trails, sports plexes, fishing parks, all that good stuff. So if it is outdoors, you can do it in Buda. Number 5, Buda is part of the film industry. So the city of Buda is recognized by the Texas Film Commission as a film-friendly community. And some films and TV shows that have been shot in part in Buda include Fear the Walking Dead, Friday Night Lights, and Snake Tales. Side note, Bastrop is also growing in the film industry. There's a 546-acre film studio and entertainment district that's set to open in Bastrop in mid-2023. So Hollywood is taking note of Texas. It's going to be really interesting what happens in the future. Number 6, Buda is experiencing massive growth. A lot of people think Buda is a sleepy town that isn't changing much, but that would be totally wrong. Buda is actually one of Austin's fastest growing suburbs. From 2014 to 2019, just 5 years, the city of Buda grew considerably with a nearly 65% increase in population in that time frame. So also, the median household income jumped about $20,000 in that same time frame. So the current population is about 17,000. So if you're looking for a home on the market with a lot of growth, a lot of potential, that already has a strong foundation, Buda is a really good option. And Buda is just 15 minutes south of downtown Austin, so it's a really good choice if you're looking for something closer to Austin, but maybe a little bit more affordable. Number 7, Buda has kind of so-so schools. So one thing to know about Buda is that the massive growth that we just talked about had an impact on local schools, which is shown in Buda's ratings. But Buda is served by the Hayes Independent School District, which has been given in general, B- rating. Some bright spots and kind of areas that are overperforming versus others are in academics, the district was given a B, and in diversity and college prep, the district got an A-. So this is just something to think about as you're doing your research. If you don't have kids going to public school, this may be a little bit on the back burner, but I've talked in some of my other videos about the correlation between highly ranked schools and highly rated schools and higher home prices. So this is just a correlation. I'm not saying one causes the other, but it's something to keep in mind, is that usually the better school districts are with the higher priced houses, and usually the higher priced houses have better school districts. So just something to know. Number 8, Buda has fun things to do. Another myth is that Buda just doesn't have anything cool to do, that it's just a small space, a bedroom community with no activities, and this just isn't true. So for instance, a great place to check out is the Buda Mill and Grain. I know a mill and grain doesn't really sound sexy, but it's a newly renovated 9-acre site that when it's finished will have more than 28,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space. So right now it's got yoga, hair salons, tons of restaurants, coffee spots, and cocktail lounges, cool shops, all that stuff. So Buda has a lot of recurring festivals like the Buda Crawfish Festival, which is like crawfish and live music, annual Easter egg hunts, farmers markets every Sunday, and of course events on pretty much every holiday, July 4th, Christmas, all that good stuff. Number 9, Buda is nationally recognized as a historic site. So the 6 blocks that make up downtown Buda have a lot of historic homes, buildings, and local crafters that are really fun to check out. The oldest buildings date back all the way to 1881 when the town was first formed. And there are also a lot of events in historic district like the Sip and Stroll. So the Sip and Stroll is exactly what it sounds like. You can stroll through the downtown shops, tasting different spirits and trying samples of some of the signature dishes in the restaurants downtown. And they have the Oaks Alive Heritage Tree Fest. This is so cool. I am like a certified self-proclaimed tree hugger, like no shame on that. So this festival sounds amazing. This is a week-long celebration marking Buda's anniversary as an official Texas Main Street city. It takes place under the canopies of the celebration oaks along Main Street. So I'm going to go through, there's a bunch of like specific terms in there. So I didn't know what it meant to be a Main Street city. This is like a proper noun. This is an official term. So Main Street programs, there are Main Street programs across the country that focus on downtown revitalization through historic preservation, and Buda is no different. So Buda's historic downtown is lined with heritage trees up and down Main Street. They're named the Celebration Oaks. And the Celebration Oaks are 10 oak trees located in Old Town Buda and 2 additional trees located on the property of the Buda Mill and Grain Company. Each tree is named after key figures in Buda's history, from the founder Cornelia Trimble, who greets you as you enter Main Street from the north side, to Geronimo, who, as folklore has it, would sell his jewelry under the tree at the corner of Main Street and 2770 as he traveled through. So Oaks Alive combines the community's appreciation for local business, for heritage trees, for Buda's rich history, and the charming downtown, together with Earth Day and Arbor Day to celebrate Buda's unique setting. And number 10, this is my favorite. Buda is the Wiener dog capital of Texas. Okay, if anyone didn't know that, now you know. Because of the annual Wiener dog races, Buda has become known as the Wiener dog capital of Texas. And this event attracts people literally from all over the world, whether they're just competing or their furry friends are competing, or they're just spectators. So last year's Wiener Dog race hosted more than 20,000 out-of-towners. And the races are the finale to the Buda County Fair, which happens every year in April. So this year, over 200 Wiener Dogs participated in the race, and the winner was Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean is the name of the dog. He's a little wiener dog named after a sausage. I love it. Doesn't get any better than that. If you win, you get a trophy and a $500 in prize money. And the best part is all the money raised from the entries and the registration goes to the Lions Club, who donate money back to the community. So Buda is a growing town, like all areas around Austin. And if you're thinking about moving here, you want to check out other areas nearby, watch this video next about the pros and cons of living in Kyle, which is really close to Buda, but is a little bit different. And if you're considering moving out here, reach out to me. My contact info is below.